ጋዜጠኛና የሰብአዊ መብት ተሟጋቿ ማዛ መሐመድ ሚኒሶታ ኢንስቲትዩት ኦፍ ሆርን አፍሪካ ስተዲስ ባዘጋጀው 2024 ኢስት አፍሪካን ሰሚት ላይ ተገኝታ በአማራ ህዝብ ላይ የሚደርሰውን ማንነት ተኮር ጥቃት አብራርታለች። በተጨማሪም ሴሽን ሄልድ ኦን ዩኤስ ፖሊሲ ኢን አፍሪካ ዊዝ አሲስታንት ሴክሬታሪ ኦፍ ስቴት ሞሊፊ በሚል በተከናወነ ዝግጅት ላይ ከአሜሪካ ባለስልጣናት ጋር ውይይት አድርጋለች። የተወደዳችሁ ተከታታዮቻችን በዛሬው ልዩ ዝግጅታችን ማዛ በእነዚህ መድረኮች ላይ ተገኝታ አማራውን በሚመለከት ያነሳቻቸውን ጥያቄዎችና የተነሱ ሐሳቦችን እንዳስሳለን። አብራችሁ ቆዩ። ተጠያቂነትንና መረጋጋትን መነሻው ባደረገው በዚሁ መድረክ በአሜሪካ የውጭ ጉዳይ መስሪያ ቤት የአፍሪካ ጉዳዮች ረዳት ኃላፊ ሆኑት ሞሊፊ የተገኙ ሲሆን ጋዜጠኛ ማዛ መሐመድም የአማራ ህዝብ እየደረሰበት ስላለው ማንነት ተኮር ጭፍጨፋ አፈናና የተጠና የዘር ማጥፋት እንቅስቃሴ ለኃላፊዋ አስረድታለች። ጋዜጠኛ ማዛ መሐመድ ከሞሊፊ ጋር ባደረገችው የተናጠል ውይይት የአማራ ህዝብ በእውነተኛ ልጆቹ ባልተወከለበት የአብይ አህመድ አስተዳደር የብሔራዊ ምክክር በሚል ላዘጋጀው ድግስ አሜሪካ ለምን ተባባሪ ሆነች የሚለውን አንስታለች። አብይ አህመድ ራሱ አሳሪ ገዳይና አሳዳጅ በሆነበት አኳኋን እንዴት አሜሪካ ማዕቀብን ጨምሮ ሌሎች አማራጮችን በመውሰድ ፈንታም ትብብርን መረጠች የሚለውንም በአጽንኦት ጠይቃለች። ሞሊፊም በበኩላቸው የአሜሪካ መንግስት በኢትዮጵያ ብሔራዊ ምክክርን እንደ ብቸኛ አማራጭ እንደማያየው መናገራቸውም ተገልጿል። እንዲሁም በዚሁ በሚኒሶታ ከተማ ማዛ መሐመድን ጨምሮ ከአማራ ማህበራት ህብረቱ ፋና ፕሬዝዳንት አቶ የዚያለም መስፍንና ከጄኖሳይድ ፕሪቨንሽን ኢን ኢትዮጵያ ዶክተር ሰናይት ሰናይ ከሞሊፊ ጋር ተጨማሪ ንግግር አድርገዋል። ሴሽን ሄልድ ኦን ዩኤስ ፖሊሲ ኢን አፍሪካ ዊዝ አሲስታንት ሴክሬታሪ ኦፍ ስቴት ሞሊፊ በሚል በተካሄደው በዚህ ውይይት አሜሪካ በአፍሪካ ጉዳይ ላይ ስላላት ፖሊሲ ውይይት ተደርጓል። ሚኒሶታ ግሎባል አት ሃምፍሬ ስኩል ኦፍ ፐብሊክ አፌርስ በተባለ ቦታ ውይይቱ ተካሄደ ሲሆን በኢትዮጵያ ያለውን የተሳሳተ ትርክት አሁን ላይ አሜሪካ እንደማትቀበለውም ኃላፊዋ አንስተዋል። በተጨማሪም በዚህ በተዛባ ትርክት ምክንያት ተጠቂዎች መፍትሄ እንዳላገኙ እንደ ሀገር መረዳታቸውን ሞሊፊ ገልጸዋል። በሌላ በኩል 2024 ኢስት አፍሪካ ሰሚት በሚል በተዘጋጀ መድረክ ላይ ፓናሊስት በመሆን ንግግር ያደረገችው ማዛም የአማራ ጋዜጠኞች የህዝብ ተወካዮችና ወጣቶች በአስቸኳይ ስም በግፍ ታስረዋል ስትል አብራርታለች። የአማራ ህዝብ ያነሳው የህልውና ጥያቄ ነው ያለችው ጋዜጠኛዋ የዓለም አቀፉ ማህበረሰብ የህልውና ጥያቄ ውስጥ ካለው የአማራ ህዝብ ጎን መቆም አለበት ብላለች። በፕሪቶሪያው የህዋትና የብልጽግና ስምምነት አማራው አልተወከለም የሚለውን ያነሳች ሲሆን ከዚህ አማራው ካልተወከለበት ስምምነት በኋላም አማራው ላይ ሌላ ጦርነት ተከፍቶበታል የሚለው በማዛ የተነሳው ሌላኛው ጉዳይ ነው። አክላም እውነተኛ የአማራ ድምጾች እንደታሰሩ እሷም አገር ውስጥ ብትሆን ተመሳሳይ ዕጣ እንደሚደርሳት ገልጻለች። በደሎችን ማንም ይፈጽማቸው ማንም በገለልተኛ አካላት ተጣርተው ፍትህ ሊሰጥባቸው ይገባል ስትልም ጋዜጠኛዋ በአጽንኦት ጠይቃለች። የተወደዳችሁ አድማጭ ተመልካቾቻችን ማዛ መሐመድ በመድረኩ ያደረገችው ንግግርና የተነሱ ሐሳቦችን እንድትከታተሉ ጋበዝን።
Thank you so much. It is hard to say it in 1 minute how to see the country at large. Yeah, anyway, the country at large, before I speak about the country at large, I have to speak what my people or what Amharas are in need right now. As you said, in Amhara region, there is an active war. There is a series of active war. Internets are shut down. There is no transportation. There is nothing in the region, and it is under state of emergency. Though the state of emergency is declared in Amhara region, but it works all over the country. That means all Amharas all over the country are profiled under state of emergency. Or all the true voices of Amhara journalists, even the House of People representatives are arrested. So what the Amhara people need right now is they have a question of survival. They're fighting for ensuring their survival. It's an ongoing war, it's an ongoing genocide happening in our region. So the thing that we are looking, the families, the community back home, they are looking for survival. We demand and we ask the world, to stand with the people that who are fighting for their survival. But the situation as a whole in the country is, it's getting worse. my fellow friends were saying that from different perspectives, especially as you mentioned, Sena mentioned, especially after the Pretoria Agreement. You know, during the Pretoria Agreement, the Amhara people, the Amhara activists and journalists, we've been asking that the Amhara people were not represented. During that negotiation or agreement, I know everybody except the Amhara people, everybody says you are represented by the federal government, but the people, the community, the Amhara people themselves, they say we're not represented. The federal government is killing, the federal government is massacring, the federal government is displacing Amharas instead of, you know, representing us. But during the agreement between TPLF and Prosperity Party, the negotiators, they said you are represented. The people, we said we are not represented. And it opened another era for another war. It ended up the Tigray war, and then it opened a door for the Amhara war. So Abiy Ahmed opened official war to the people of Amhara. So that's the Pretoria Agreement that we gained from the Pretoria Agreement. So we're not looking at another Pretoria Agreement. We're not looking at another peace negotiation which we are not truly represented. People are talking about national dialogues or negotiations right now for Amharas, whereas the true voices of Amharas are under prison. All the journalists. I'm a journalist. I'm not arrested because I'm here. All my friends, my colleagues, even my media back home is closed already. And I know that if I go back home, they will take me from the airport. That's why I'm running here and then with a tourist visa. I'm not even a citizen, or I'm not asking for asylum right now, because I came here just to visit and I stayed here. As soon as I arrived here, my media were closed there. My friend is arrested. The true representatives from the House of People representative, the Amhara representatives, they are arrested. And we're talking about the national dialogue or peace negotiations, which is a great, you know, serious paradox. So for us, we need to have the true voices. As an Amhara, we need to have the true voices. We need peace. We need justice. Even we ask for independent investigation for the previous issues too. Not only for this ongoing war, but also for the previous issues. I have been witnessed for Amhara women. I interviewed, I listened their story, I cried with them, who were raped by TPLF soldiers, who were displaced by Prosperity Party soldiers, and OLS soldiers too. They told me their stories. And also I heard the stories of Tigray women who were raped by different groups. They said the Amharas, the Amhara leaders, the Amhara soldiers, the Eritrean soldiers raped them. I heard all these things. So I demand for the true independent investigation, not accusing here and there. But also I demand, in order to make the situation better in Ethiopia, as well as in Amhara, we need to stop the government, the Abiy Ahmed government, we need to stop the war on Amhara, the ongoing war. I'm not talking about the situation which is past. I'm talking about the ongoing war, the ongoing genocide, which is committed by the Ethiopian government. Unless and otherwise, all things will be, you know, a joke for Amharas. Talking about peace negotiations, talking about national dialogue, talking about agreements like Pretoria and others, it is a joke. First, we need to survive. We need the world to stand to stop the ongoing war and genocide. Denying all these things and having Amharas with negotiations and national dialogues is unthinkable. So if you ask me, how do you see the situation? This is how I see it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazam. Yeah, thank you for bringing them together, because, you know, if I called them, maybe or probably I wouldn't succeed because of the deep division. So my question, I do have two questions, one for all of them. You know, Ethiopia is deeply divided among communities, and the one cause for the current turmoil is, you know, this division and the rhetoric from all sides against each other. So what is the way forward, and how can we come together and as Ethiopians stand together and bring the communities together to solve our own issues and to clear our house? That is one question. The second question goes to Maaza. You said Amara is, you know, struggling for survival. But how long can each of us, you know, last time it was the Tigray, then or there is a war in Oromia, there is the Afar issues, Somali issues. Everybody is always saying about survival. Is that not, you know, leading the countries even into disintegration, or even the survival of the country itself? Is that in question if this continue, if this scenario continues? So what is the alternative for the peace, for the negotiation? Is there any other mechanisms? For how long the Amara going to fight with the federal government? Then there is a blame from Tigray against Amara. There is a blame from Oromo against Amara, or from Amara against Oromo. So how long we continue this way? And do you think the survival of the country itself is not in question? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You have a question? I'll take two questions just for the sake of it, and I'll take third, and then I'll take a second round. But okay, where's the mic? Could you please pass the mic, young man? I mean, walk around and give it to this guy, please. Thank you. Okay, 1 minute, please.
Thank you. It's my first time to ask a question, but let me say this. For the young lady from Amara region, so which is basically, I have a question, especially Oromos living in Wollo, in the North Shores. They are daily massacred, especially last week in a wedding. The whole people in a house, they were burned to ash, even like about 32 people. So when this kind of things happens, you know, even from maybe you have, relations from those who are uprising against the government, killing innocent people, you know, is not good. So I would like to say, you know, to give you a message, if you know one of them, to tell them, please, innocent people are innocent people. Okay. If they want to fight with the government, let them fight. So that's the only thing I have for you now, just if you pass this message.
Okay. Thank you. My recommendations, I believe in, in conversations, in national dialogues and different things, but it should be honest and with true representation. It should be honest and with true representation. Without having the true representations, without having the true voice of the victims, it seems like, having another or opening another situations for different, different wars and conflicts. So in order to stop the situations and to make the situations better in Ethiopia, we need to have a discussion with a true representation and with honest representation. And the other thing, as an Amara and as an activist and advocate for Amhara people, I'm really tired of hearing that the situations happening during the war in Tigray, that the Amharas committed this and that, the Fanos committed this and that. Then now when we are asking about the current situations, the current pain, the current genocide and the current massacre, asking about or raising about that situation doesn't make the current one correct. I am asking an independent investigation for all what happened previously and right now. It is good and it's perfect to ask for independent investigation, accountability, and justice. But it is not right, and it is not correct, it is not fair to say, you do this previously and then this one is correct. That doesn't work. By the way, it may be working for the same in social medias or in other situations. But you cannot fall, or you cannot answer this issue for people who have the full control right now on their rights. For the people, for the Fanos, or for the Amhara users who are saying, we will die for our survival. You cannot fool them with these answers, or you cannot stop them with answers. You can stop all the situations. You can make better the situations with truly addressing the situation. Unless there will not be any kind of situation that you can make it on the social media. Shouting on social media, blaming, shaming, or trying to underestimate people, it works on social media. But on the ground, people are dying for their survival. So you cannot stop it in this way. That's